Hi guys, so I've said before that Lord Frost, Boris Johnson's former Brexit negotiator, probably didn't even read the agreement he signed with the European Union, as it took him over a year to find fault with it. Here he was on LBC with Brexit supporter Iain Dale, where he also demonstrated a complete lack of understanding of the Good Friday Agreement and why a border could not be put on the island of Ireland. Sadly, this massively idiotic statement went over the head of Iain Dale. Have a listen.
Well, moving on to the Northern Ireland Protocol, which is the one bit of Brexit that really hasn't been done because it's still sort of plaguing relations in a way between this country and the European Union. Could that have been handled differently?
It could, in the sense I would rather not have started from where we had to start. I think there were very few options by the time we came in. We simply had to get the country out of this wretched backstop that...
So you replaced the backstop with the front stop and claimed victory.
The policy on Northern Ireland had locked us in, and that's what we tried and eventually succeeded in doing. Ideally, we should have pushed much harder, much earlier for a kind of normal relationship between Northern Ireland and Ireland.
What the hell does he mean by this? A normal relationship between Northern Ireland and Ireland? There is a normal relationship, or a normalisation of the relationship between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland through the Good Friday Agreement. There used to be a border. The border was removed. There used to be border checks. The border checks were removed. The infrastructure was removed thanks to the Good Friday Agreement. There was a normalisation of the relationship between Northern Ireland and the Republic. What the hell is he talking about here?
You know, a customs border that was open but existed, was policed in new ways.
What? So you a customs border that's open but policed. Is he just pulling stuff out of his behind here? Pulling out ideas? Or is he going back to the unicorn rhetoric of 2019 when we heard from the likes of Jacob Rees-Mogg talking about drones and electronic borders, fantasy borders that don't exist? Is this what he's talking about? Yeah, we could have had an electronic border. We could have had an open border, but a policed border at the same time. And obviously he hasn't read the Good Friday Agreement, which talks about removing infrastructure on the border. He would be adding infrastructure to the border. Either he didn't understand the Good Friday Agreement or he doesn't care about the Good Friday Agreement. Which is it? But thankfully, that's not what happened. So he was not in the driving seat. Somebody told him, no, that would be a bad idea. But he still thinks it was a good idea.
And where Northern Ireland was properly part of our normal sort of lawmaking zone. But by the time we came...
What do you mean, normal lawmaking zone? Northern Ireland is still part of the United Kingdom. That has not changed. Parliament itself said that the constitutional position of Northern Ireland has not changed. What the hell is he talking about? Is he talking about rules on goods moving into Northern Ireland from Great Britain? Just rules on goods. Doesn't affect anything else.
I mean, most of that had been conceded, and it was difficult.
So you're blaming Theresa May for that, basically?
Well, I do to some extent. I think her problem, obviously, was that she didn't have a majority herself after the 2017 election and was manoeuvring with a parliament that didn't want to do the job. So I absolutely sympathise with how she got there. But, nevertheless, what the Theresa May government delivered was an agreement that wouldn't get through Parliament.
It's ironic that a few days ago I uploaded a video where Lord Frost was complaining about how Parliament was ruling, and now he's saying that, well, Parliament wasn't able to rule, so Theresa May had to go. Well, which way do you want it? Do you want Parliament to be sovereign, or you don't want Parliament to be sovereign? You want Parliament to rule when it's in your favour, but you don't want Parliament to rule when it's not in your favour, when it's going against Brexit, or going against your version of Brexit, I should say. Parliament was not talking about getting rid of Brexit. There was no bill or motion to get rid of Brexit. But Lord Frost tried to paint it like that, blaming Theresa May here, and of course never taking any responsibility. But the worst of all of this is the fact that he thought that the British government could have put in some sort of border, a customs border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, policed, but it would be open. I don't even know how to respond to that. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.